Good morning and welcome. Happy Sunday. I hope you're all off to a good start today. We had some more snow. I can't really tell how much yet because it's still pretty dark out there, but oh well. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well. And we have a lovely card today, and I have to tell you a little funny about this card. But there's our first person, Nancy. Good morning, Nancy. You are here first. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Hope things have warmed up a bit in Texas. They have warmed up here. We're going to be in the 30s today, so whatever came down last night will probably melt of its own accord. Like I said, I can't really tell how much came down. There was enough yesterday to trigger off the plow guy, or was that the day before? Anyway, it was about 3 inches, I think. So, but we're still not anywhere near what they have north of us. In which direction am I going today? North! So, good morning, good morning. I will be in a new venue for the next several days. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, early morning intuitive guidance should be coming to you from the Garden Retreat Center in Garden, Michigan, which I can't even tell you how excited I am to go and hang out with my peeps and have an awesome, just chill kind of a time, a deep time. We're going to be doing some deep diving into a lot of cool things, and that's part of what today's card is about. Oh, good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Yeah, frigid temperatures in the south usually don't go so well. So the funny story related to today's card. We had this deck either yesterday or the day before. It all blends together in my mind. And when I opened, and there was the card that was open and the card that was in my right hand with the back showing to me, I had the sense that it was meant to be the card on the right, which I was glad about because I don't like that card on the left. And I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but I don't like that card. So here's where free will comes in, right? So I muscle tested to see, is it the card on the left or the card on the right? And to my great joy and pleasure, it was the card on the right. Good morning, Barb. Glad you're here. Welcome. So today we have that same deck, and I'm shuffling, and I open it up, and damned if it isn't that card. And I'm like, no, I don't like this card. So I picked a different one, and the one that we have is actually really wonderful. But I know that other card's going to bite me in the butt one of these days. We shall see. We shall see. Anywho, our card deck is the Healing with the Angels deck. And before we jump into the card, let's do a little tapping and a little breath. And I'm feeling the need to do the reset. Well, that makes sense with today's card, which is balance. So, but just by your baby finger, karate chop spot, whatever you want to call it. You can tap either one. You can go back and forth between them. You can do both together, whatever works for you. But we're just doing a reset, an energetic reset. So take a nice deep breath in and out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, sighing it out. As you breathe in, draw in healing golden light. And as you breathe out, grounding through your feet and the bottom of your spine into Mother Earth. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And there go the sirens again. Good grief, it has been nuts the last 2 days. I was reading an article that said, if you get an ice dam on your roof, do not use a torch to try to melt the ice. One would think that would be logical, but apparently several people have burned their houses down trying to do that. So, yeah. Let's take a peek here. So if you have the card deck, it is actually on page 13. Balance. Balance. And I love that image. Almost looks like he's holding a disco ball. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you're finally starting to feel better. Good, good, good. Well, we've been sending you good energy, so hopefully it's kicking in. Yeah, it is not a good season for the cruds that are going around. And now we've got measles going around because there's unvaccinated folks. So sending up prayers for all the people who have cruds, various cruds. Like right now with a pregnant daughter, we don't want to see measles. So hopefully she stays healthy. She's done with COVID now, and it was mild. So, and I think that might be because she had the vaccine. But yeah, I don't know. Just not good season. The flu, oh my goodness, it's kicking people's butts. So we're going for balance here. We're going for balance. Let's take a breath. And exhale. A nice slow breath next. Exhale. Can you feel the difference when you slow things down? I certainly can. Balance, card meaning. Has your schedule been lopsided lately? Be sure to balance your time between work, play, spirituality, exercise, and relationships. So there's this lovely exercise that I like to do a couple times a year just to see where I'm at on things. But it's a wheel. Looks like a pie. So divide it up into pie shapes. And you label each section with those kinds of things. Work, play, family, friends, health, finances. Put all the things in each wedge. Then within a wedge, can I make a wedge? There we go. Within a wedge, you put a dot. How developed or how well balanced you feel like you are in that particular area. The closer to the outer edge, the more balanced. The closer to the middle, the less balanced. And you do that for each thing. And then you connect those dots. And there's two things to note about it. One is, how round is your figure? If it's all sawtoothed and jagged, that wheel is not going to roll very well. So then you can take a look at the areas that are underrepresented and figure out some things that you can do to bring them into a little more of a round. And the second thing you look at is how close to the outside is it? If you have a very round wheel, but it's very close to the middle, you're not very healthy. If you have a very round wheel, but it's close to the outer perimeter, you're doing great. And most of us have kind of a sawtooth wheel and some things not as far out as we would like them. And that's just a great visual to help you figure out what needs work. If you want to look it up, I think you can find it under Life Pie Chart, P-I-E, Life Pie Chart. So back to our balance card. See what else it has to tell us, some of which we might not want to hear. Let's see. Where are we here? The angels know that you're busy with many earthly demands on your time. They want to help you with your responsibilities through the process of balance. Whenever our schedules become disproportionate, our energy drops. So if you're feeling like you're kind of slogging through, that might be a good sign to take a look at all these areas and ask yourself, am I giving enough time to each of these areas? And there's a great comment in here about time. We'll get there. Lowered energy here it is, creates the illusion that there isn't enough time in the day. So a vicious cycle of time limitation ensues. It's not that there's not enough time. Again, that book Time Shifting talked about how do we adjust our perspective on time, and each moment opens up. And then we have all the time we need for all the things we need to attend to, including the things that tend to go downhill first, such as self-care. So I'm going to read that sentence again. Lowered energy creates the illusion that there isn't enough time in the day. So a vicious cycle of time limitation ensues. Your angels ask you to add regular doses of meditation, exercise, and play to your days. And you might be thinking, I don't have time for that. Not with that attitude, you don't. So how can you adjust your thought process so that, and again, it can be little things. I'm going to go for a 15-minute walk. I'm going to stretch for 5 minutes. I'm going to, all the little things. I'm going to do a 5-minute meditation on Insight Timer. Every little bit makes a difference. The angels know that balancing your life between work, play, spirituality, exercise, and relationships helps you to grow and feel joy. If you feel overwhelmed by your responsibilities, don't hesitate to ask God and the angels to lift your burden. Put some of that stuff in the God jar. Get it off your plate. Whether you continue to do it or not, put it in the God jar. Let there be some relief from X. And things will shift around in your world so that that relief shows up in some way or another, oftentimes in ways that we don't expect. So there's a lovely quote. I was looking around my desk to see, okay, what could bolster this balanced message? And a little quote I wrote down on a sticky note from Tosha Silver. Anyone can learn to dance with life if the mind is kept positive and receptive. Anyone can learn to dance with life if the mind is kept positive and receptive. So instead of saying to yourself, I don't have time for that, how will I fit this in? Where would I like to fit this in? Why is this one of my new priorities? So let's just say it's self-care. Why is this one of my new priorities? Well, there's the quote about if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Yeah, none of the other stuff is going to get done if I've been burning the candle on both ends and in the middle and the wheels fall off. How's that for a mixed metaphor? Yay me. So, what will you do today, not tomorrow, today, to bring your life into a little more balance? Maybe you've been blown off going to church because there's too much stuff going on, but church is one of those places that soothes your soul. Go. Take the time. I'm not going to say make the time. Take the time. You get to decide how you're parsing out your day. And again, keep in mind, when we put ourselves in the position of doing something that's going to be in our highest and best good, we open up time. Time is not a fixed thing like we like to believe. Think about that. When you're doing something you love, time flies, right? When it's something you can't stand, it drags. There's that perceptual difference in time. We are the ones who control that time and how we look at it and what it does for us. Think about that. If you're one of the people who has adjusted your schedule because of how society does time, like you are clearly an evening person and you've adjusted yourself earlier because you have to be to work by 7, blah, blah. Maybe it's time to ask about adjusting your hours at work. Maybe it's time to look for a different job. Maybe it's time to retire if you're of that age and space. Because when we follow what is our true energy there, we're a whole lot happier. We're a whole lot more productive. There are those people who in the wee hours of the morning, they can create magic. I am not one of them. I'm the early to bed, early to rise person. Always have been. So whatever you are, honor that. Honor that. So that is our card for today. Balance. Balance. And in the interest of balance, that's why I'm going on a retreat for several days. My plan is, because I will be up well before most of the other people who are going along with me, I still plan to do the early morning intuitive guidance. I'm going to take my computer along and see if I can actually post it to the other sites as well. But my plan is to do YEMIG while I'm up there. And then take the days to do journaling, hang out and talk with my peeps. We're going to have popcorn. I'm just so excited to sit around in my sweatpants and have conversations with brilliant women. And yeah, they've got a little coffee shop in the place. And it's this big old Catholic retreat center, so we can wander around the whole place. And we'll see what it is outside. My guess is it's going to be magically beautiful outside because they get a fair amount of snow in Garden. But we'll go wander around in the snow a little bit, maybe take some pictures. We'll see how it goes. But striving for balance, that is an effort to create some balance. And I know it will be paid back in spades, that what I glean from that time with my beloved coffee group is going to be amazing. So we'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.